all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Now at 9 on DC News Now, a community mourning the loss of their beloved pets that died in Monday's flash flood. How people are coming together tonight to support each other as that investigation continues.
And another Northern Virginia school district decides on how it'll implement transgender policies. Details on how Prince William County Schools plans to move forward on the controversial issue.
And there are a few passing showers outside right now in parts of the viewing area. We'll show you the latest radar and your 7-day forecast coming up.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9. I'm Chris Flanagan.
Yeah, and I'm Marielle Carbone in for Thasmin Mahfouz. Tonight, a vigil in the district for the 10 dogs who died during a flash flood this week. That flood had happened at District Dogs, a company that provides daycare, boarding, dog training, and grooming. Now, on Monday, 2 inches of rain fell in just 45 minutes, creating a pool of water several feet deep at the business on Rhode Island Avenue and trapping dozens of dogs inside.
Well, DC officials say there was a sewage backup in the pipes right underneath that business. While the business and district worked to figure out why this happened, people gathered at Alethea Tanner Park tonight to support families who lost their beloved pets. And days later, questions remain about the response from 911 dispatchers to firefighters. Our Daniel Hamburg joining us live tonight in the studio, breaking down the timeline of when 911 calls were placed from District Dogs and when crews responded.
Yeah, and Daniel, initial calls put out said there was a water leak, not severe flooding.
Marielle and Chris, we know firefighters responded to the flooding on their own to rescue people on Rhode Island Avenue trapped in the water. But as for the people and pets trapped inside District Dogs, there are concerns about the response.
City Administrator Kevin Donahue says there were at least 3 911 calls made between 5:06 and 5:18 on Monday.
Each of the calls came from different individuals, 2 of them from out of the jurisdiction, one from the last one at 5:18 from, it looks like, individuals who were inside of District Dogs.
At 5:06, firefighters radioed back to the Office of Unified Communications saying they set up a command post. 4 minutes later at 5:10, a dispatcher radios this.
Public sits at the District Dog at 680 Rhode Island Avenue Northeast for water leak.
A water leak, but there was actually 6 feet of water outside the building that crashed in. Donahue says a call to 911 at 5:18 made clear there was an emergency. At 5:21, dispatchers told firefighters there were 7 people trapped inside, and what the caller said was 12 feet of water. 4 minutes later, at 5:25, a different dispatcher asked if they knew about the people trapped inside.
That's affirmative. We have the boat working their way to rescue 2 people, and they're going to go check it now.
It's still unclear when firefighters first knew people and dogs were trapped. Questions Donahue punted today, saying they need time to gather more info.
I need for the folks looking at it to listen to all the radio traffic, to interview folks and put timestamps on it. And that yet hasn't happened.
Donahue says he's talked with both the fire chief and OUC director, but transcriptions of all the radio traffic is necessary for clarity. In the studio, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Well, still a heartbreaking story. Thanks, Daniel. In Wheaton, 7 people were sent to the hospital after a 4-car crash tonight. Now, this is video of the scene on Georgia Avenue and Cason Street. Authorities say the people injured all have non-life-threatening injuries. Witnesses described what they saw shortly after the crash.
The Audi was speeding really fast, and he hit multiple cars, and I heard that the Audi even got airborne.
It's still unclear what caused that crash.
And tonight, another Northern Virginia school district says they will not follow Governor Glenn Youngkin's transgender student model policies.
Yeah, Prince William County becomes the 4th district in our region to defy the governor's order because they feel it's against the law. A Northern Virginia reporter Max Marcilla joins us live in studio.
Yeah, and Max, Prince William County Superintendent says the district's current policies are sufficient.
Not only do they feel it's sufficient, but they feel that those are the policies that have been in place for years and follow the law. The superintendent tonight says there is no reason to change that policy, partially because she feels that's the policy that creates the most welcoming environment and does not, again, violate any laws. Now, Prince William County joins a trend of Northern Virginia schools pushing back against the governor. You see that rally happening in Fairfax County. That was after FCPS's superintendent said they will not implement Governor Youngkin's policies. Arlington and Alexandria school leaders, they have said the same thing. Now, tonight we spoke with a Democrat on the Prince William County School Board and her Republican challenger.
We want every student and staff member and every guardian and parent to feel that their student is going to be safe. And we know that safe students learn and they thrive. And that's our job.
Parents fund the school systems. They have the right to know what's going on inside the schools.
Now, tonight, the district says it has a history of working with families of students who are transgender and treat sensitive situations on a case-by-case basis. Now, coming up on DC News Now at 10 on DCW50, we're taking a look across the Northern Virginia region and how a number of districts have reacted to this policy as thousands of students are set to go back to school.
All right, Max Marcillo reporting live in studio. Max, thanks. Meanwhile, Spotsylvania County did adopt the state's policies earlier this week, and Loudoun County schools are still reviewing the policy and their current standards. And in Central Virginia, Richmond School Superintendent is recommending the school board reject the policies as well. Last week, Governor Youngkin was asked about the districts who chose not to comply.
This is not one of these moments where people get to choose. It's in code. Follow the law.
All right, but as Max just told us, a law does require districts to adopt policies consistent with the model policies. It appears there's no way to enforce it. State law does allow parents to challenge these policies and file a petition to a court if they are, quote, aggrieved by a decision of their local school board. All right, let's get a first check on the forecast now with meteorologist Scott Sumner in tonight for the chief, Janessa Webb.
Yeah, and Scott, we're talking about back to school, but it's still warm out. I'm still thinking summertime. How are we looking?
Yeah, you know, absolutely, Marielle. We have that summer-like weather feel right now. But when we talk tomorrow at this time, you're going to say it's fall. We just switched the season in 24 hours because it is going to feel a lot better, a lot cooler, and a lot drier.
You have that power.
I do. It's like the electric company. I switch it on and off when I want to. Let's head over to the wall, and you can see here our live cam. A look at the in-city here with the Washington Monument, obviously seen there. And I'm actually going to stand right in between the Washington Monument and to my right or your left, also the Capitol there. So needless to say, we are looking pretty quiet across the area. It is fairly quiet in general across the region. I'll show you radars coming up in a moment, but dew points, as you can see here, these numbers are muggy to downright tropical. So yeah, I don't know. I walked in, outside for a little bit in between shows. Yeah, I felt it, and I'm sure you did too, especially if you're a jogger or runner, you like to go out on an evening like this. You really do build up a good sweat, but it is looking a little bit drier, slightly more comfortable, and I mean slightly more comfortable out towards the mountains. So yeah, the sweat scale tonight is on the muggy side, but we're going to change that and want to show that tomorrow. It's going to be on the comfortable side. Why is that? Because this front right here that I'm showing you, this is going to change our air mass, and this is also going to bring some windy conditions too. And then notice here, back off west of Chicago, nothing going on. Absolutely zero. Clear skies, and that's going to follow that front end, and we're going to have some nice weather moving into the weekend. All right, dew point numbers, when they're in the 40s, very dry, very comfortable. 50s as well. So you have that for tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, and going into Saturday as well. I mean, these numbers are not changing too much as they get up into and stay pretty much into the 50s. Again, I will have that full 7-day forecast to look at their latest radar coming up.
All right, thanks, Scott. Well, tonight only on DC News Now, we're taking a look at how Prince George's County Police are exposing youth to policing in a different way through their new youth forensic camp. Now, this comes 1 month after the police chief vowed to keep youth busy this summer as part of the department's summer crime initiative. Our reporter Yamarie Sese has the details on how this camp is making an impact.
We created a whole mock crime scene. We did fingerprinting, we did shoe printing.
A new perspective.
So the kids were able to just really experience a whole day, a whole week of just different things that have to be done at a crime scene.
That's what several kids gained at the Prince George's County Police Athletic League's Youth Forensic Science Camp.
Really just want to spark their interest in science, and especially forensic science, and see the different aspects of it so that they can learn more about it.
As part of the department's summer crime initiative, Police Chief Malik Aziz vowed to keep the youth involved in productive activities.
Well, my biggest takeaway is seeing a smile on our young people's faces. We're breaking down barriers and we're building bridges with our young people.
And this week's summer camp is just one example of that.
We are doing things in the community that not only bridge the gap, but also create a safe space for us to understand what role we all play and how to play it in a cohesive, positive way. So they get to see that aspect of wow, this is real, and there are people who really do this job, and I got to actually work with them.
While also highlighting youth willing to learn and make a difference.
The children of Prince George's County are wonderful children. They work hard, they want to achieve in life. Just so proud of these kids.
Reporting in Prince George's County, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.